Welcome, everyone. Welcome. I'm so sorry for my lateness on today. Um, my name is Felicia Gibbons, and I am your number one Joy Jewel. And this is our broadcast called The Joy Takeover. As you can see, our topic today is where's mommy, grandma? Where's the caregiver? It's time to get your joy back. So I want to talk to our moms. I want to talk to, hey, Shamika. I want to talk to our moms, our grandmas, those who are caregivers. I want to talk to you tonight. And I want you to know that some of your children are saying, where's mama? Where is grandma? Where is that loving, kind, hugging, positive, excited, patient, fun-loving, smiling, joyful, gracious, and if I didn't say calm and loving person? Where is she? Where is she? She left the building when the relationship went bad. Hi, Jill, how are you? She left the building when the bills began to pile up. She left when she lost her job. She didn't get the raise she wanted. The promotion didn't come through. She left when family members had crisis. Whether that crisis was a member being put in jail, a member of the family being hospitalized. Hey, Miss Pam. The family, again, just going through a crisis. And the kids are sitting back and they're watching mommy and they're saying, where is mommy? Where's grandma? Where's that caregiver, that person that used to walk in the house with that big smile? That person that would give them a hug when just because. Where is that person? All of a sudden now, the children are getting this person. She's grouchy. Excuse me. She's rushed. She's unorganized. Hey, Otis, how are you? She's overworked. She's unhappy. She's frowning. She's on edge. She's standoffish. That's what the kids are getting now. Why are they getting all of that? Because through all the things that mommy, grandma, the caregiver has gone through, she lost her joy. She lost her joy. So now all she can give to her family is that frazzled person. Hey, Chrissy, how are you? Hey, Heather, thanks for joining. Please make sure you like and share the broadcast for me, please. So yeah, the family, your children are saying, where's mommy at? We want mommy back. We want that smiling mommy back. We want that loving mommy back. We want that creative mommy back. That mommy that will come in and make a special dish for them just because. Didn't have to be their birthday. Doesn't have to be a special day. Mommy just came in the house and said, hey, I just want to make you happy. And usually all of that happens because guess what? Mom is full of joy. And when mom doesn't have joy, mom doesn't do that anymore. The caregiver isn't able to give that out because the caregiver hasn't poured anything into themselves. And they're not able to give what they don't have. That's what happens. So my plea tonight is that mommy, grandma, Caregiver, it's time to get your joy back. It's time. Hey, Reverend Green, thanks for coming in. It is time for you to find the joy of the Lord. It's time. Hey, Tyann, thanks for coming in. It is time. It is time. It is time. It is time. Our children are tired of seeing a rushed mommy, a mommy that is on edge all the time, and a mommy who just can't give them that smile, that special hug. When we get overwhelmed and overworked and tired and all the cares of the world have just weighed us down, we no longer have the ability to give our children that joy. We no longer have that ability to pour out to them what God would desire for us to. So again, mommy, grandmother, caregiver, it is time for you to get your joy back. So, how would you get your joy back? It's time for you to begin, first of all, start thinking positive. You've got to begin to think positive. You've got to begin to, no matter what's going on in your life, no matter what the situation is, you've got to begin to be hopeful, be joyful. You must be that. Because again, your children are saying, where's mommy? Where's grandma? Where's that caregiver? Where's that loving, kind, squishy person that those children really, really, really want in their lives? They got to have it. Because if we don't recognize when we're on edge, when we are frazzled, when we're unhappy, when we're unorganized, when we're overworked, when we're standoffish, guess what? We absolutely cause our children to be just like that. And many times we don't understand why our kids act or react the way that they do. Sometimes it can be because of us. Yes, our children may have other, situations and extenuating circumstances, but a lot of times the old saying or the old adage that says this: when mommy's happy, the household is happy. And mommy, grandma, caregiver, if you're not happy, if you're not able to pull from your joy tank and pour that over your children, then we are in trouble. Your household is in trouble. Your child is in trouble, which in turns make the school district in trouble, because your children go to school and they become a product of what you've given them. It's time to get your joy back. It's time for you to find that time to just steal away and get your joy back. You have to get your joy back. You have to start being intentional about getting your joy back. It is so imperative. It's for you. Yes, it's great. It's going to affect your children, but guess what? It's affecting you too. When you don't have the joy that you need to go throughout your everyday living life, when you don't have that, you are affecting your insides. It's from the inside out, guys. It is absolutely from the inside out. So again, my plea to the mommies, my plea to the grandmothers, my plea to the caregiver, it is time to get your joy back. I need you to find time to just steal away. Find one thing. If it's just sitting and saying a short prayer, do that. If it's going to get your fingernails painted, do that. If it's taking a short walk, do that. It's important that you take care of you because no one else is going to do that. And guess what? When you are not in a good place, no one else is. It affects everything around you. So again, it's time to get your joy back. One of the things I would like for you to do, hey Shalonda, one of the things I'd like for you to do is to go out to bit.ly/31, joy declarations. Get you those 31 days of joy declarations. You're going to need it. You absolutely need it so that you can begin to speak over yourself and over your children joy. It is imperative that we do that. It is imperative that we do that. So I want, again, for you to look at yourself and say to yourself, it's time to get my joy back. It is time for me to put my smile on. It's time for me to get my dance. Come on now. It's time for you to do that. It's time for you to be silly. Because do you know sometimes just being silly in the midst of your children causes you to get your joy back? Being silly, doing a silly dance, doing whatever it is that causes you to just start bubbling up. You need to do that. Mama, grandmother, caregiver, it is time for you to get your joy back. It is time. It is time. It is time. It is time. I want to see our mothers out there smiling. I don't want to see you with your head bowed down and just having that dark cloud on. I want you to take those. I want you to take that coat off. I want you to take off that, I guess what I'm thinking of, like a vampire. Take off your vampire coat. Throw that thing in the garbage. Burn it if you have to, but go get your new coat. I want you to go and put on your coat like Joseph. It was a coat of many colors. And can you imagine when Joseph put on his coat of many colors, how joyful he felt? Because all of those colors began to just reverberate. They gave him good energy. All of those colors gave him good energy. And I want you to take off that old coat and put on your coat of many colors. Put on your coat of joy, of love, of peace. Put that on and begin to just dance around the house. Begin to lift up your hands. Do whatever it is that will cause you to feel joy. It doesn't take a lot. So mama, grandma, caregiver, I need you to set aside some time. Hey, John, thanks for coming in. I need you to set aside some time to just be filled up with joy so that you can pour it out on your children. Because I don't want your kids running around looking side to side. Where's my mama? Where's that beautiful, loving, kind woman that I used to have? And I know life can be overwhelming sometimes. Some of us are going to school. Some of us are working full time. You have all of these things that you're juggling. Hey, cousin Keontae, thanks for coming in. You have so much that is on you, but you must be intentional about grabbing hold of joy. Just like Christ was intentional for giving his life on the cross for us, we must also be intentional. Hey, Rick, thanks for coming in. We must be intentional, and we must begin to say, I have to have this joy, because if I don't, I can wither up and die. And this is not a season for you to wither up and die. This is a season for you to begin to live to the overflow. This is that season for you. This is that season for you, mom. This is that season for you, grandmother. This is that season for you, caregiver. No matter how many children you have, no matter how much is going on in your life, you can live intentional and say, I am going to live in a place of joy. You have that right. That is one of your rights. If you believe in Christ, and if you believe that you have the fruit of the Spirit, joy is one of those fruits. So I'm telling you, that is your right. Oh, it is? Wow. Well, I've been seeing that I'm freezing up. Well, it doesn't look like it over here, but I don't know. Pam, do you think maybe you can try going on my regular page and see if I'm freezing up? Hey, Shamika, am I freezing up? Actually, let me ask Shamika because she's on the other page. Shamika, am I freezing up on the other page? I don't know right at this present moment. But again, I really want to admonish my mothers and my caregivers out there. Oh, great. Thank you, Shamika. I want you to just know that it is time for you to find your joy. Be intentional about it. Be intentional about allowing the word of God to strengthen you so that you can have that joy. It is so important. It is so important. So again, I'm going to put out here, I don't know. Miss Pam, I'm going to see if this, well, you're still there, I think. Yeah, I think you're still there. Yeah, I want you to go out and get the 31 joy declarations. Yeah, go out and get that so that you can have a point of reference as you are speaking over your life, over your over your children's lives. I want you to go out and to get that. So again, please be intentional about it. Be intentional about grabbing hold of your joy so that your children aren't looking around trying to figure out where is mommy, where is grandma. Because there's a lot of grandmas out there who are taking care of their grandchildren. I happen to be one of them. And one thing my grandchild can't say about me is I'm not joyful. Actually, I think she thinks I'm way too joyful. But, oh well, that's who I am. And I ain't going to change. I am not going to change. Not one little bit am I going to change. My desire is to continue to pour joy out on her, to pour joy out on those that are in my household. Because can I tell you guys something before I let you go tonight? In my family, unfortunately, we kind of live, there's a dark cloud that's over our family spiritually. And a lot of people in my family seem to not be so joyful. I think the women deal with it a lot more than the men do in our family. I have a brother who is probably a lot like me. You get me and him together and all you're going to hear is a whole lot of he and a ha, because that's just who we are. We're just joyful people. But some of the other people, not so much. And it's so important that for me that I continue to just allow myself to be that joyful person, overflowing joyful sometimes, just so that I can balance off the fact that there's so much negativity that's going around in my family. I have to be over sometimes, not out of a place of fakeness, but out of a place of knowing by the Spirit that if I can combat a lot of the negativity, a lot of that, if I can combat that with the joyfulness of the Lord, then guess what? Everyone else in my family, they're going to begin to feel the overflow as well. So I do it intentionally. Like I said earlier, everything that we do, we have an ability to do things intentionally. We can do this intentionally. Yes, Shamika, we can do it intentionally. You know, just like we love intentionally, we forgive intentionally. We can do these things intentionally. It just takes a made up mind for us to do it. It really does. So again, I want you to go out, get your 31 joy declarations, bit.ly/31 joy declarations. It's not a lot of money, guys, but it is something that you can keep and you can constantly go through. It's a digital download, and you'll be able to just go in even throughout the day sometimes and just begin to read them. You could read more than one declaration a day if you like. Whatever, as the old folks say, would float your boat, you can do that. So again, I just really want to thank you guys for coming in. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for the thank you for the likes and yeah, the likes that I've seen go across the screen. Thank you so much. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. And I will be back on Friday with another topic. I'm really trying to get some things together because, again, I really want this community to grow. And as you tell other people about it, then they will be able to come in. They will be able to join, and I'll be able to give them what they need to make the transition in their life. Because, again, it is important that we walk in joy. So I thank you guys so much. And guess what? If you're up at midnight tonight, God has just been moving tremendously in my midnight crossing over prayer. If you have a chance, and that's on my Joy Jewel page at I Am Full of Joy, go to that page at midnight, and I do a video. I do an audio of prayer at midnight, crossing over prayer. It is 31 days of declaring joy, but we're declaring joy from another aspect of praying into our next day. So again, if you're up at midnight, and if you so choose, would you please join me at that time of prayer? Again, it has just been an amazing time of God just downloading some things as I've been praying at that time. So again, I want to thank you all. I'm going to actually put it in. I should put it on. Well, actually, when I get off, I'm going to go back in and I'll put it in the comment section so that if you so desire, you can come back at midnight and you can come into that prayer time with us. So thank you so much for being on the line with me. And again, I will see you on Friday. Have a blessed evening. Good night.